Soybean farm fans. We've made it to the last field of beans. 25 more acres to go. Over the river and through the shrubbery and the woods. To find the beans we go. We're gonna have to hack back these Japanese honeysuckle here soon. They're starting to grow back over this again. They grow like weeds, don't they? It didn't seem this bad in the spring. We got the bean planter through here, and that's 15 feet wide. They're sagging even more now. And really covering up the driveway. All heavy with berries. Weave our way through. Bushwhacking, yay. Now we're up and over and through. Dad's behind us with the head. We'll catch him in a second. We always do this with the tractor because we got to try to climb that hill right there. The one year I had the custom harvest done here, they kind of fell off the bank a little bit and wrecked their cart. We'll see. Yeah, I can go anywhere, so it's wherever Dad wants to park. This might be a nice spot, because this is the trail we used quite a bit for planting and spraying. Just pull up some and we'll do it right here. That's good! Or not, he can't hear me anyways. Let's see how well I can get this lined up. It's easier picking it up than just setting it down. Setting it down, I gotta watch the frame of the cart and line up the cradles, or at least picking up the head. I have a higher alignment point, like the seam right there in the middle of the beam. Pin at the bottom. And the drive shaft. Which is good and all until you turn the shaft to grease it, and then you gotta figure out how to turn the shaft back to line up with the combine. Which it all turns by hand, so it's really easy. The cornhead drive shafts don't turn quite as easy. There, ta-da! And now I gotta get the hoses. This cute little guy. That's real height, and then this is real drive. Didn't get too much schmutz on it, dropping it on the ground. Oh boy, do we have them flowing in now. We're cruising, the reel's turning. Cutting them off, and if I stop talking long enough, maybe you can hear the beans hitting the walls of the rotor coverings. It's a real gentle noise. I love it. Coming to a corner, I'm gonna have to change direction soon. I get in the shade in the trees. Now that is great timing. Here comes Dad with wagons I was definitely needing them. Oh, he brought 3. That is a great plan, because I am ready to dump. Now, it says the unload auger's out, but the bin was full there for a second. I guess I'm going to have to make some room for him to get turned around to get out of here. But we'll be ready to dump. Unless he's wanting to circle the wagons. It's not like it's wet, we don't have to worry about that. If he was here earlier, we probably could have dumped on the go. If we look underneath, it looks like he shut the door. This wagon is very wide. I'm in a very bad spot with that chain there, hitting right over it, making it go crazy. There we go, we'll hit between the chains. Oh yeah, we left some deer snacks. We got the most of our extensions. I was trying to make it back to the front of the field when the alarm went off. And a good thing, it seems like we've got a headwind, so it's blowing the dust away. Field's doing pretty good. I guess we'll get the view watching it go across. At least one wagon. Now, the first time I filled this wagon, I had it really heaping. This one is gentler. Listen to the frame creak. Here comes the free tire bath. Nope, that was the hard part. Now I gotta go back in the combine. These are standing a little bit better than the last field. They're not leaning. I mean, they're not perfectly straight, but in some places before you could directionally see what the wind had done. That the dry portion up front, where it's got more slope, is a little bit thinner, because usually that's the dry section. And well, in a year without crazy amounts of rain, oh, I guess it's not as good up there because it was a little dry. Well, it's going. It's getting late in the day. It'd be delightful if I could catch Dad on one of his trips back. He stopped and got a wagon when I wasn't, well, towards the front of the field here to see. So maybe we'll catch him, maybe we won't, and get him to take a loop. Hopefully before it's dark, but we don't have much time left. So I guess one thing we want to talk about here is, yeah, you can look out ahead. You can kind of see a few lambsquarters that came up. The field was clean for a few weeks after spraying, and then late August, like we got a late thing of lambsquarter in the area. And it must have been hiding below the canopy, and it came through, but it was kind of questionable whether, you know, is it worthwhile spraying? Yeah, let's take a look at the yield monitor. Oh, look at that yield. It's pretty full back there. Yeah, whether is it worthwhile spraying? The beans already had, we were setting pods. You really don't want to do that. Between running over beans and potentially affecting the beans while they're putting pods on, you know, with the chemicals. it's not ideal. And it was one of those where it looks worse than it was. The yield on the beans doesn't seem to be affected. It's not super pretty. Or it wasn't, but then I am cutting them off with the combine and we can't see them no more. I probably should dump now because the window is covered. And the last time I'll end up at the end of the field, I guarantee it, with a full load and not be able to make it back. So we'll dump. And like I said, I've been trying not to load these wagons as full because we gotta go on a cross-country adventure to get them out of here. We'll kind of find the middle and let her rip. And then try not to bounce them all out on those tarp supports. Yeah, they're solidly yielding mid-40s, I would guess, if not higher. I'll know when I'm done, but they're doing really well. We'll have to settle for this view as the sun sets. We see the combine not moving because I don't have anybody to drive, and I think the camera is overexposing the sunset, and I don't know how to change that so well. But no, it's bright red glory. It's much more beautiful in person. My phone did a better job of capturing it, but the sun's gonna set and I've got 5 or 6 down and backs to do to finish. But this will be the outside view that we get to have. Well, here we come. This is the last 7 rows of beans. Another 20 yards and we'll be done. And we got a little bit of night action in for the first time for beans this year. Most of it just worked out. I was finishing fields, you know, slightly before dark, and I guess we're just calling it a day.